Hi there, welcome back to my views and views. This video is purely analytical. It's not based on any information from inside, it's not based on any intelligence, but it's a pure analysis. I want to make it clear before starting. Uh, After analyzing several factors, I have reached this conclusion, which I'm going to share with you. I might be wrong, I might be mistaken, but this is what I believe is going to happen. At least this is what Ethiopian federal government is going to do. I think that federal government of Ethiopia, led by Ethiopian PM, is going to deploy federal forces to Tigray. Ethiopian National Defense Force, Ethiopian Federal Police, Ethiopian Republican Guards could be deployed to Tigray. Now, question viewers is, what is the basis of this analysis? Firstly, secondly, what could it mean for peace in Tigray? Could the deployment be made to support Getachew, or military rule is going to be announced, or could there be deployment of federal forces to confront Tigray military? We'll try to find answers to these questions. Firstly, what is the basis of this conclusion which I have reached? I think today's demonstration in Addis Ababa disclosed federal government's intentions. Firstly, the rally in Addis Ababa, the protest, it wasn't attended by just Tigrayans. But the reports we are getting from Addis Ababa is that lots of non-Tigrayans were also part of this rally. First, it was a demonstration. Secondly, people had to come to the rally. In some cases, they were forced to attend today's demonstration. It was a purely government-backed, government-organized, government-orchestrated demonstration. Firstly, it isn't that Tigrayans on their own today called for dialogue, called for peaceful rally. No, it wasn't a Tigray initiative. It was federal government's initiative. Firstly, secondly, the slogans chanted, the banners displayed at the rally are indicative of federal government's decisions, likely coming decisions. A banner was displayed at the rally with a writing. Writing is that we ask the federal government of Ethiopia to undertake the responsibility of peace and security of Tigray population. The protesters today demanded that federal government take over the security of Tigray. Which protesters? If you talk to Tigrayans, are Tigrayans in support of federal government's control of Tigray? Whether they're pro-TPLF or pro-Getachew, whether they're pro-Getachew or pro-Debretsion, pro-military, anti-military, no one is supportive of ENDF's major role in Tigray. That's very clear. I talked to all of them. That is why the banners displayed at the rally were basically displayed by government-backed elements. And the government is going to justify its intervention in Tigray by saying that people of Tigray protested. They wanted federal government to intervene. Population was in danger. Federal government had to intervene in Tigray. So this is the basis of the conclusion I have drawn, that federal government is going to intervene in Tigray militarily, firstly. Now, could it be just a threat to the military and the players in Tigray? Is federal government warning them to this rally that federal government is going to intervene in Tigray if issue is not solved, if tension is not resolved? Yes, maybe federal government is using it as a threat, telling the parties in Tigray, especially military, especially the Western group, that if you try to remove Getachew from power, this is what we can do. We can deploy federal forces to the region. So one possibility is that federal government is using it as a threat. The rally, the slogan. Second possibility, which is very likely, is that federal government has decided that it should deploy federal forces to Tigray. If it happens, question is, in what capacity or with what objectives will federal forces enter Tigray? It's going to be that difficult for the federal government to control Tigray. We must be clear that federal government won't allow TPLF Debrecen to take full control of Tigray. If today Getachew is fully removed from Tigray, if his group is fully removed from Tigray, tomorrow, federal government fears that tomorrow Debrecen, Tigray military Eritrea could form an alliance, practical alliance. So far, Getachew could work as an obstacle to the formation of this alliance. Abiy could use Getachew supporters against federal government, against Eritrea, against military. But if Abiy's support base in Tigray is dismantled, by support base, I mean Getachew group, if it is completely removed from Tigray, there'll be no one to stop TPLF and military from forming an alliance with Eritrea. That is why people say, Sajid, military won't achieve anything from deployment in Tigray. It's going to be difficult for military to control Tigray. I agree. I agree. It's not. I said already that no one in Tigray is going to support deployment of military in Tigray, federal forces in Tigray. But problem is that Abiy has decided that he won't allow the Debrecen plus Varede to take over Tigray, and that could lead to formation of Eritrea TPL alliance. So the military intervention from federal government could be either to support Getachew. If military decides to remove Getachew, federal forces could intervene to support him to keep his government intact. Monday is crucial. I told you that on Monday, military is going to meet. Military is going to decide the fate of those military commanders who are supporting Getachew. It is going to decide the fate of military representatives who are part of Tigray administration. Military could make a move towards implementation of this decision about removal of Getachew. Monday crucial. Before Monday, federal government is warning Tigray. So either the federal forces could come to support Getachew, or federal forces could come to Tigray to take over Tigray, to take over the security of Tigray. It could be a difficult deployment because that going to put federal forces in a confrontation against Tigray regional forces. Overall, I am seeing the entry of federal forces in Tigray in some form. If the issue, if military, if Tigray military makes a move to remove Getachew from power by force, then I am seeing the entry of federal forces in Tigray in some form. Either it could be in the form of supporting Getachew, in the form of announcing special measures about security and peace in Tigray. It's very likely. So a lot depends on our military's next move, Tigray military's next move. If Tigray military does not withdraw, if it presses ahead with the removal of Getachew, the restructuring of Tigray intermediate station, federal government will intervene. It could intervene in support of Getachew. It could intervene in terms of providing secret support to Getachew Reda as well. That will be clear in coming days. So far, it's alarming situation in Tigray. Last night, Getachew warned that conflict can break out anytime in Tigray. Today's rally is indicative of federal government's intentions about Tigray. People of the Red Sea and saying it is fighting to protect the interests and identity of the people of Tigray. It loves peace. It never started wars. Wars were forced on the people of Tigray, and whatever people of Tigray did, they are proud of it. So this is the general atmosphere in Tigray. Let's see what happens next. 72 hours are crucial for peace and stability in Tigray. Thank you for watching.